Hi guys, I'm back. I'm back with another video. If you saw my August flip through, you will recall that I said I wanted to create a background for this page using Brushos. I pulled these out of my craft room and I really wanted to have a go, but I also wanted to do a little bit of experimenting first. So first of all, if you haven't seen Brushos before, they are a powdered pigment and they are highly pigmented. They really are. I've had these for a couple of years and I use them a lot in mixed media or my art journaling. It's not full because I've already pulled some colours out that I want to use on our experimental page. But this is a set of 12 colours. As I said, they're a powder form, so they do get a little bit messy. What I would suggest is that you do not take the lids off, but you just pop a hole in the top, which makes it easier for sprinkling the colours out. And it does say on the side of the box, I'll just pop that up there, it creates bursts of vibrant colour for backgrounds, ideal for card making, stenciling, scrapbooking, colouring paper products, watercolour painting, design work, decorative effects on fabric and much more. They are acid free, non-toxic, VOC and oil free. So I have used these as watercolours as well, and for that I just popped a little bit of water into a palette and then popped a little bit of powder in and mixed them up, and you can use them for painting too. But for this experiment, in the colouring book, we're not going to do that. We're going to use them as straight on powder onto the water. So first of all, before I go any further, I'm just going to show you a couple of canvases that I have done using the Brushos. I absolutely love this medium, and I use the Brushos to create this background before, let it dry, and then I just stamped it over the top and added in anything I wanted to add in over the top. I also did this one. This one I used them as watercolour, so I used them on the background to paint in the sky area and also the foreground, the grass area. Let that dry and then just go over the top with my stamps and any sort of stickles and anything that I wanted to use. And I do like to use distress ink or any ink around the edge. So that's how they can be used on canvas, but that's not what we're here for today. We are here to try these out in colouring books. Now I have already done one page, or experimented one page, and how gorgeous does that look? I was so happy with how this turned out. In hindsight, I should have used some washi tape or masking tape down here because it did get on this other page here, but I'm not really that worried about that because I can, use my black gouache or acrylic paint pen to black that out. It did bleed through to the back page. Let's lift that up a little bit. You can see there we've got a little bit of bleed through. Again, really doesn't bother me because I can cover that up and work with that. And I did get a little bit down in here. So as I said, hindsight is brilliant, isn't it? So what I should have done, as I said, was maybe washi tape down here to protect that, and I should have done some down here. I could have also created a washi tape border. I just went gung-ho. I thought, I'm going to do it. I'm going to have a go. I went for it. You could also use masking fluid to cover up your image if you wanted to. But the method I use on this, it didn't really matter because I can colour over the little bits that have gone into the actual illustrations. But how gorgeous are those colours, and the effects I think are just simply stunning. So my intention is to colour these bugs in sort of like jewel tones, in some emeralds and some teals and definitely some golds on there. So yeah, I've left myself with a whip, but I'm quite happy with that. So the colours I use on this page would have been the yellow, the red, and also a touch of purple, just to add a little bit of depth to it. Now, it did take a good 24 hours to dry. I did use a fair bit of water on this, but these Hannah Carlson books I find really hold up to, you know, using your water mediums. So I left it for 24 hours and it was quite warped. So I just grabbed my little heat press here and a bit of copy paper over the top and just gave it a little bit of an iron to flatten it out a little bit. Now it's ready for colouring and what have you. I have gone round the edge as well with a little bit of my Distress Oxide. This one is Vintage Photo. And I may darken that up a bit more when I come to it, but we'll see. So yeah, so today we're going to have another experimental page. And as you can see, I've already prepped a page here. And I thought it would be really good on this page with all the ghosts. Rather than colouring them individually, which is great, but it's going to take me forever. I thought we'd see how we went with the Brushos. So I've taken a little bit of my own advice here and I've taped some paper across this page to protect that. I've also run a little bit down the spine here. Couldn't find my washi tape though, which is typical. I have a whole box of it, but I did find micropore, so I've just used that. I have de-stuck a little bit on the back of my hand or on my trousers, you know, and then just use that. I have a feeling I'm going to have to use my heat gun to warm that up to remove it so it doesn't rip the paper, but you know, it is what it is. So let's get on with the experiment. So I'm not going to use, for the other page, let's just come back to that quickly. I just used a brush and some water and I did it in sections. So I applied the water, sprinkled it with the Brushos, and then you can move it around a little bit with the brush as well. So, you know, a fine tip brush is always a great idea for getting into those little nooks and crannies, or whatever you're comfortable with really. But I wouldn't put water in your water brush because you don't want to continue to oversaturate your page. I just picked this up because it had a really fine sort of end to it. But today we're not going to do that method. We are going to, and get back to our page, I thought I would attempt at just using my water mister bottle here, and spraying the whole page and then adding the Brushos. I have picked some colours that I want to use. So I've got leaf green, yellow, lemon, this one is turquoise, and I've also picked up the emerald green. Not quite sure. I mean, yeah, they are beautiful, but the magic happens once they're on the page, so you will see as we go ahead. I mean, some of you have probably may well have used Brushos before, but if you haven't, it is an amazing medium. So I'm going to go ahead now and just dive into this and spray my page with some water like this. I don't want to oversaturate it, but I do want to give it a good chance of yeah, okay, so here we go. And we're just going to sprinkle on. You can see this is the leaf green and it has the yellows, but it also has some emerald colours in there. And I'm going to go in with the yellow and sprinkle that around the page. And then I think I'm going to go with some turquoise. Maybe pop the turquoise if that wants to come out around the edges. You might not see much, well, you won't see much until we activate it again. So probably could have opened that hole up a little bit more. And this is emerald green. which is probably not going to come out now I've said that. Oh, that one's not coming out, and I don't have my little pokey tool here. Anyway, let's go back, and I'm going to spray it again with some more water. This is why you do need to protect pages. And then I'm going to grab the lemon and go in with a bit of that. Look at that. Look at those colours. How cool are they? So I'm going to grab my brush. I'm going to pop a little bit of water on my brush, and I'm just going to move some of this around a little bit. And it is just a case of playing, really. So let's get that bit activated, a bit more water there. As you can see, once you start adding water, the colours really do start to pop. But I think I might just pull that up the sides. There we go. Give that a dab rather than brushing. I don't want to get too much, lose too much of that yellow. Sorry, I now will talk to myself because I'm trying to work out how I want it to go. So let's add a little bit more yellow down in this corner. I hope that's in shot still. There we go, pull that up a bit. I'm gonna maybe flick a bit of water on there. Move this around a bit. Well, I said I wasn't going to use the paintbrush, didn't I? But there you go. I have a bit more yellow up in this corner. Actually, let's just spray that again. Give that a spray. One more spray over the page. And I know it does look an awful mess right now. So this is where we're going to need to leave it to dry. But you can always use tissue as well and dab some of that off. Like that. Very messy. Very messy. I think now I've dabbed that off, I think I want to come in with a little bit more red actually, or orange. Let me see if I can find the orange in here. There it is. I'm just going to do the same process again. I won't do it over the blue, but we'll add a little bit of orange into the centre here. Maybe down the bottom and up in this corner. I'm going to give it a little bit of a spray. See how it moves and sort of bursts. The colours just burst out. I love it. Absolutely love this medium. Now, like I said, this page is now saturated in colour. Where did I put the orange? I'll put a bit of orange in here. Saturated with water, should I say. I think I'm going to leave it there before I absolutely ruin everything. So, again, it depends on what colours you want to choose. If I can lift this, but you can also lift this page up. Sort of, because you've got water on, maybe let it run a little bit. Hopefully. There we go. So that's that. So now what I need to do is have to walk away from it. You can see how messy it is. It really is a messy medium. I did protect my table with some paper first of all. We need to walk away now and leave this to dry. The other one I left for a good 24 hours, so it's exactly what I'm going to do. I just want to check. It has definitely bled through. I've used far too much water, but again, I can resurrect that. I'm not going to worry about it. I'll worry about that. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it. I will deal with that when I come to it. So we're going to leave this for 24 hours to dry. And once that's dried, I will come back in and I will show you the final results with the background. So for me, that's going to be a good 24 hours. For you, I'll see you in a minute. Right, I'm back, and so I did have a change of heart actually. So as you can see, it is dried, but because I'd put so much water on it using this method, I actually just dried it off with my heat gun and then ironed it flat because yeah, this method I would definitely say far too much water, as you can see from the bleed through on this side. But again, to me it doesn't matter. I can cover it up with acrylic markers or black acrylic paint, so I'm not going to worry about that. But with regards to the outcome of the background, I love it. I absolutely love it. As you can see, I have started working on top of it. So for these, the white ghosts, I've just used my white pencil. I used my Chroma Flow one for this one, and coloured them in. I've outlined them with my white acrylic paint marker, and then I've gone in on the top with some black, what is it, my black jelly roll. These would actually look really cool with the black glaze pen, but I don't have one of those. So this is obviously in different stages, and it's obviously nowhere finished, but I just wanted to show you how cool it looks. So I have also gone in with a little bit of pencil work on top of these guys and some white pen. Yeah, I'm actually really pleased with how it turned out. So I think the Brushos make for a great background in the right way. So excuse the mess on this page because I stupidly put my hand down on here, and now I'm going to have to create a background for that page. But what I would say, and my advice would be with regards to using the Brushos, I would definitely go more for the method where you use your paintbrush, put a water wash on, and then sprinkle your Brushos on top and move it around just a little bit, or leave it so you create these bursts in the background. But yeah, definitely happy with how they have turned out. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this page over the next couple of days, and I will pop them both actually onto Instagram when I've finished them, so you can see the end results. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've thoroughly enjoyed trying out the Brushos in this book. I would definitely say they wouldn't work in your Amazon books because the paper is far too thin. But with regards to Hannah Carlson books and maybe some other books, but I haven't tried those, so I can't say. I think they make amazing backgrounds. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed it, like I said. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next video, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.